So I wanted to kind of span out on another video because a couple of our videos have actually done fairly well, which I was not expecting. Because I don't really, I do this because I want to bring out knowledge, but I also do this for me because, for one, it's making these videos are ridiculously uncomfortable for me. Right now I don't love it, but I want to learn to love it. Because I personally feel like it's a lot of cringeworthy stuff, but we've gotten some really great feedback on them so far. So I figure, might as well keep going, because this stuff doesn't happen, and it takes patience to grow these channels and things like that. And again, patience is the number one key to grow anything. But I do want to talk about how I got to over my first million in the brand, and it was not easy. It was extremely, extremely hard, but very rewarding. I started two other clothing brands before I brought Coastland to life, but none of them were successful. I didn't know a damn thing about starting a clothing brand back then. One time I was in high school and we started one and went to a local screen print shop, got like 12 shirts, and I swear there's still some of them between me and my buddy. We still have all 12 of them somewhere. Then another one I started was a fitness company because I was really big into fitness at the time, and I still enjoy it, but I don't love it. And I went to customink.com, and I'm not slashing them at all. Kudos to how they've built their brand and their company, but if you want to start a brand, that is not the route to go. I way overpaid for all of my stuff and didn't sell a damn thing. So that was several $100s down the drain. But then one day I was sitting in church and I saw the name Coastland come up. I love fishing. I love golfing. I grew up racing dirt bikes. I love the coast. I love the water. I just love being outside. So when I saw the name Coastland come up on the screen, I was like, that's a pretty sick name. So I did a quick search on Google while I was sitting in church and completely forgot to pay attention to what the sermon was about. And I didn't really see anything that came up as a red flag as far as somebody else using the name, which really shocked me. There was one guy who had the name trademark, but it wasn't that big of a deal. And I'll address that in another video. Because right now I own everything. I own the logo and I own the name Coastland. So once I got that figured out, I knew Coastland was a name that I wanted to go to. I was like, all right, now I got to figure out how I'm going to handle this, because I really wanted to start the brand or do the brand right this time. I was in real estate and I was being successful in real estate, so I was using that money, so I wasn't out taking loans or anything else like that. So what I did was I started with one hat. I figured, what sells the best? What do I love to wear? I wear hats all the time. So why not, instead of start with t-shirts, start with hats? So I started with one hat. Funny enough, was a hat that I don't even wear because I don't like flat bills. But this, I can get the focus. There you go. That was the first hat I had, okay? And I contacted the rep that I got the hat from. These are great guys, and he encouraged me to not really go for it. He's like, they get them every single month. Hundreds of people wanting to start their own brand. So he's like, it's not that big. Don't really go that big. It is what it is. He just was not interested in my business, but he ended up fulfilling an order for me. We private labeled these things. And he fulfilled, I think the first order was 24 hats. Well, those 24 hats ended up selling fairly quickly. I think it was maybe 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks around my local town. And we got another run. But with another run, we got a different style hat, which is the circle patch hat, which is one of our core hats, even to this day. And it will not focus. There you go. So, circle patch hat. This hat did really well. Okay, so now we got one product constantly selling. Now we have two products constantly selling. And we decided to get this one in a lot of different colorways. the rep at the time, Brad, he encouraged me to go in multiple colorways so I can increase the amount of products that I'm getting and also bring that cost of goods down. So of course, me not knowing anything, I listened to him. You know, I don't have anybody else to learn from, so I listened to him. And then we ended up selling almost all of those. I think one colorway we didn't sell but a couple of them, but it wasn't that big of a deal because we sold everything else. So then I went and got a restock of these hats. Then the next hat I went with was, funny enough, it was already a t-shirt design. And the t-shirt design was, we call it the Whitefish design, and it wasn't doing that great. But my rep who followed me on social media was like, that would be a sick hat if you put it on this colorway. So it's like, all right, cool, let's do it. Well, that ended up being this hat. And this hat right here was the turning point of our company. We have sold thousands and thousands and thousands of these hats. We've sold thousands of those, but this baby, a gray and white Whitefish hat, thousands and thousands. So really, in a nutshell, we just kept folding and bringing more products in and bringing more products in, bringing more products in. And then we moved from my bedroom. Oh, wait, let me back up. So once that started happening, I had to figure out how to get shirts. And I didn't have a lot of, inventory. So I hired a company up in Raleigh. And these guys are very successful. And it was a print-on-demand company. Man, and it was a horrible decision. I would never, ever advise anybody to go with a large print-on-demand company. I really wouldn't, because they don't do good work. I had a really, really, really bad experience. The guys, they do really well. They're very successful, but I had a really bad experience. From them stealing my products to not getting orders out in time. Shipping out empty boxes. I mean, it was a massive headache. So, my buddy at the time, who was working with me at my house, we went down there and picked all the stuff up. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna be in control of my own brand. So I went out. I bought an Epson F2100 DTG printer. I bought a heat press. We got the pre-treatment. I bought a bunch of blanks. And started printing my own stuff on demand. I did it my own self, so this way I didn't have to have inventory. Did I make mistakes doing that? Yeah. I bought so much blank inventory that I ended up losing money on it in the beginning. So it took me a while to kind of get that money back. But that, live and learn. I know nobody to show me how to do the brand or build a business or a clothing brand. And I wasn't at that time really learning on YouTube, so I didn't, for some reason, never thought about going to YouTube and just typing this stuff in like you guys have, and are obviously watching this video. So once we started getting print on demand, I built my own website. We got that going up. I've changed the website umpteen times because it just, I wanted to get better and better and better. I really love the way the website is now and converts really well. But once we outgrew my bedroom, we moved into a 16 by 32 building in the back, in my backyard. Put drywall in it. We had it heated in there because of the machines. That's where we were shipping everything out of there. Then we ran into shipping problems because I didn't understand, shipping costs, things like that. So we realized I was losing money on shipping. Post office pissed. They came knocking on our door several times, telling us, we can't do it this way, we can't do it that way, but they were never no help. They wouldn't show us how to do it. So then I started watching YouTube videos and figured out how I really needed to ship these products. So that solved that problem. Shortly after that, we started making more money. We moved into a spot in our local town right off of Main Street. Funny enough, it was beside the police department where I used to work. Well, that's when the fun started. So our first year we did like $20,000 or $30,000 the whole year in our first year, which some say, oh, that's not that bad. It wasn't great because it was April 2019 when we started, when we decided to go like, all right, this is what we're doing. Well, come around to 2020, I was really getting into Facebook marketing, trying to figure out ads. I had hired some companies before, and they all sucked. Digital marketing companies, 9 out of 10 of them will absolutely suck. They throw all these awesome numbers out at you, but they're really not that successful. Only one company I've ever had that could match my numbers, and I've worked with them a lot, and I still do. And I'm friends with them now. They're good people. Tag them below down here in my comment section, and you can go ahead and click on their link and follow them. They are very successful, and they stand by what they do. So once we moved into the spot beside the police department, business actually started going down, and I didn't know why. So I was kind of stressing out. Bills were getting on top of me. We were doing net 30, and I was behind on paying off some of my debt. Or my vendor debt, so it's debt, but it's just for the cost of goods, the net 30. And I had 2 guys working for me at the time. And I remember on, I believe it was a Friday, I pretty much told like, look guys, I can't do anything with you for you anymore. I can't afford to pay you. So that sucked. I went back that weekend, it was a shit weekend. It was horrible. Because I felt like my dream was dying. But again, just patience. That's all it is patience. I was going around trying to figure out a way to get these customers to come back in, and so I thought of an awesome promo. And that promo was free shirt with every order. So, all right, cool. I'm gonna put a free shirt in with every order. Didn't know how I was gonna do it. Didn't look up any apps. Just a free t-shirt with every order, and I went and I emailed every single person what size they had. I had $430 to my name in that bank account, and I dumped $400 in one day on one ad. Well, that one day we made $2,000, and by the end of that next week, we already made $28,000 in 1 week. So obviously, I brought the guys back. We were behind on orders because I remember on Monday, I showed them. I took a picture and I showed them what was going on because I was like freaking out. I didn't even want them to come in on Monday because I was like, I don't really understand this. Like, what is happening? So the business started blowing up, and it went from barely making anything. Then when we jumped up to it was like $28,000 a month or that week. By the end of that week, we had like $40,000. By the end of that month, we did like $40,000, and then the next month we did $80,000, and it just stayed right there, in the high 70s, low 80s for months. And then all of a sudden, we ran out of inventory. Then I ran into another problem. I didn't know how to handle inventory, so I went back and I said, "Oh man, all these products are selling great." So I bought $63,000 worth of the exact same inventory. And God, if I can tell you anything, when a product sells great, doesn't mean you have to restock it. Okay? You can wait. Bring in some new products, because the moment I bought all the new products, our sales went down. Tanked again. So we went the entire third quarter and barely did anything. We got hats in, all of our restock stuff back in. We had some new t-shirt designs come up. We worked a couple more promotional deals out, and we went back up. So our second year in business, we did just under $600,000. So that was awesome. Then we started over time, it just kept growing and growing and growing. After the COVID deal, our sales did tank a little bit, and we've been steady, around $400,000 every year. But we've done, at the end of the time, we were like 1.6 or 1.7 right now, which is great. But, the business actually, what's really cool is we haven't done any marketing, and the business is actually like expanding. So super, super stoked about that. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I'm gonna try to make sure it's nothing, it ain't that long. Click the link below, subscribe, do all that stuff. I'm not really into making fancy videos right now. Comment below, because guys, this is super, super uncomfortable for me. And I'm trying to be as transparent as possible. I've got really, really bad ADHD. I'm all the time constantly thinking while talking, and I don't do well with that. So comment below. You know I'm not a professional with the video shit, but if I brought you some value, comment below. You know, I love to hear your opinions on things. Now, don't be a dick. You know, don't do that. But yeah, I mean, hopefully over time I'll get more comfortable and more comfortable and more comfortable. This morning I'm not very comfortable, but I'm also supposed to be fishing this morning, so maybe that's why. I've been fishing all year. It's March 25th. I generally golf or fish once a week, and I haven't gone golfing or fishing all year long, and it is stressing me out. It's my escape. So I will find time to go do one of those things very soon. I know I have a vacation coming up in April, so I will be playing golf there and down in Florida. But yeah, comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you want to know. If you're trying to start a clothing brand, if you're screen printing, embroidering, or whatever, comment below any questions that you have. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. If you want to see a video about something, comment below. You know, I make videos when I feel like making videos. I don't get paid to do this. Obviously, I don't have that many subscribers unless you want to click the subscribe button. I do this because I want to, and I want to learn for myself. I want to be uncomfortable so I can become comfortable, because that's the only way I believe that you can grow, is by making yourself uncomfortable. So yeah, comment below. Super excited to hear your guys' opinions. Also, got something else to show you. This is part one of our part one of our 4-part creature collection. So this thing is sick. It's one of those designs that you can constantly look at. So we screen printed this in-house, Coastland, and we call it Swampy Joe. I mean, he is a massive swamp monster carrying a massive bass. So super excited. We launched these on March 31st. Make sure you go click the link below for the Coastland Apparel website and sign up for our email list so you can know when they launch. Hopefully they do well, and we'll see what happens. All right, guys. See you next time.